There's a couple things we'd like to tell you about your pain. So the first thing is prognosis. Prognosis means how quickly will my pain take to go away. This varies depending on the presentation, but in general, pain goes away on its own. So one way to think about it is my daughter likes to blow out red lights. So when she's at an intersection, she'll blow out the red light and keep blowing until it turns green. So oftentimes when we have pain, we'll have our go-tos that are typical, like taking ibuprofen or going to see a chiropractor or a physical therapist or using a certain cream. And oftentimes what we don't realize is that similar to blowing out the red light, it's just a coincidence that my daughter's blowing and the light eventually turned red. It had nothing to do with her actually blowing the light out. So in that way, all of the treatments that we typically use for pain can be associated with improvement just because the body heals over time, but oftentimes are not the cause of why we get better. So it doesn't hurt to use some of those self-care treatments from home, but it's not advisable to see someone for your pain apart from our short consult with Aware Health because with passage of time, your prognosis is good, which means it's 99% chance your pain is going to go away altogether over time. The second thing to think about is there's ways in our control that we can help the pain go away faster than just pain decreasing or going away on its own slowly over time. So the ways to make pain go away faster are to resume your normal routine. So oftentimes before with pain, we were told to rest in bed, that rest is the best type of treatment for resolution of pain. And oftentimes going into providers, if you say, oh, it hurts when I run, they'll tell you don't run or something like that. And so we know through high-level research right now that avoiding doing what's painful for you is not a long-term solution, and it's not helping you stay active and prevent a lot of the chronic diseases that develop over time, which is, heart attack, stroke, some of the things that can actually be life-threatening, whereas pain is never typically life-threatening if it's not from a serious cause. And so one of the ways that we cannot rest and continue moving is to just think about, what do I typically do during my day? That could involve going to work. It could involve going to the gym to work out. It could involve picking up our kids or taking care of our kids. So you basically want to do a little bit of that and more of it as you go along each day. So do a little bit more, not too much more every day. So if something hurts and you decide you want to move and rearrange your whole house, it might not be the best day to do it if you have acute pain, but little by little over time, you definitely want to keep moving and resuming your normal routine until you've resumed every single part of your routine. Even if it's something crazy like riding a skateboard or going on a roller coaster ride or running a marathon, whatever it is that's your normal, you want to get back to doing that. The next thing to think about is pain does not equal harm. So when you hurt, a lot of times you think, like, if I look over my shoulder with my neck and I get pain, the assumption is, well, that pain is there for a reason, so I shouldn't move my neck. But that's not true. You want to get all of your range of motion back by looking over your shoulders. If it's neck pain, moving your arms up overhead. If it's shoulder pain, fully moving your wrists. If it's wrist pain, same thing with your knees, bending your knees, straightening your knees, bringing your hips up to your core, bringing your knee to your core and just kind of doing a knee flexion stretch like this all the way. If you have hip pain, if it's ankle pain, you want to keep on pumping your ankles and moving your ankles so that you get that range of motion back. So pain is not an indication of damage or harm. It's just your nervous system trying to protect you. So as you gradually go into those motions little by little, then you will not have as much pain over time, and you'll get that full range of motion back. Instead of the opposite scenario where it hurts, you don't move into that motion, then you lose that range of motion. So that's about it. If you want to